Hello and welcome to the Appleby Hour. Now, today I want to talk about something. It's kind of I don't know. It's complicated. Um, a part of me wants to say it's antinatalism. Part of me wants to say I forget the name of it, but there's a thing above antinatalism where you think that the human species should be wiped out, or even life in general. Now, I don't believe that, but my beliefs sort of stem from those. So let me explain. The central argument of the antinatalist is that it is better to, you ought not to exist, that existence is a prerequisite for pain and suffering, and therefore it would be better if we didn't. I personally think this is a pretty ironclad argument. Uh, it's hard to get around. It's just not worth it to be. Now, what do we do with that information? You know, we stop having children. Well, that would sort of lead to the end of the human race. But if it's wrong to be, then that's good too. But so let's say the human race did go extinct. There's still plenty of animals. Do they not suffer? Well, of course they do. Is their suffering not valid? Well, I think you're ridiculous if you think so. So what do we kill off all life on the planet before we kill ourselves off? Is that the moral thing to do? Well, maybe. So let's say we try it. How do we know for sure that we got it all? We've wiped off every microbe from the surface of the earth. It seems like a tall order, if you ask me. It seems not doable. But let's say hypothetically that we did. How do we ensure that life does not arise again after we're gone? So we turn the Earth into an ice ball, or we turn it into Venus. Well, who's to say that life couldn't arise in those conditions? We think that there might be life in the seas of Europa, there might even be silicon life in the mantle of Earth, you know? How do we get rid of that? How do we this problem, it just gets bigger, right? Because let's say, hypothetically, like we could eradicate all life from the entire solar system. We've done it. And now we're ready to kill ourselves. Well, that's a pretty myopic view. We're not the only star. We're not the only galaxy. And we can't possibly get to them all. As far as we can tell, the universe is infinite. Life will arise. That's just a fact. I personally think that the universe is teeming with life. I would be very surprised if there was not some other form of life in our solar system. So what do we do? What is the ethical thing to do? Well, I think that we have to go on. I think we have to accept that yes, you ought not be. Yes, our nature is fundamentally evil. We take inert matter, which on its own is perfectly noble, and we turn it into these striving things that suffer and hurt. And that isn't right. It's not right for life to spread. But I don't think we have a choice. I think we have to accept that on some level, our nature is fundamentally evil. And all we can do is to make the best of it. Now, I've talked before about humanity's privileged position, that we alone could have stopped the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. And I think we ought to have done so if we were around. Ken Ham's humans riding on the back of dinosaurs. It's a fun thought. We all like Primal. I certainly did. And I think that idea should expand out. That we ought protect life where it exists. To make life better for the maximum amount that we possibly can. It's the ultimate end state of the progressive idea, more rights for more types of things. And I'm certainly a progressive. I think we have a duty to explore, to go out, to find other life and to protect it, to ensure that it has an existence which is pleasant, which is not awful. You know, the alternative is that we become exterminators. You know, we become the Daleks, where we go around and we destroy all life. We try to wipe it out. But our task will never be completed if we do that. It's a pointless endeavor. We just need to accept that the universe wants to be more, even though it probably shouldn't. And I mean, isn't that just, it shows me that this problem extends past the human condition, because plenty of artists and poets have expressed this idea to varying extents, that I mean, that is the plight of the artist, to exist and suffer to try to be more, and everyone loves art. We viewed through this lens, it's like a train wreck you can't look away from, but God, isn't it beautiful? The sounds, the lights, the colors, the smell, the taste. Oh my God. I love it. I hate to love it. And that's what life is, I suppose. So that's where, I don't know. So I'm not anti-natalist. I do think we could cut down, maybe. I don't think we need quite this many mouths to feed. But I'm not against the perpetuation of the human race, because, well, it's our burden to protect the other life that exists. We alone can, at least for now. I hope that we meet others. I part of me, I can see the arguments against, but I hope that we uplift the animals that exist here. Start with the smart ones, the cephalopods and the cetaceans, the elephants, and I don't know. There are other creatures on our planet now who exhibit intelligence, but we alone are technological. Lots of animals use tools, but none of them use tools to make new tools, the way that we do. And so it falls on us. We have to be the ones. We have to step up and accept our responsibility as the highest power in this world, at least so far. We have a noble destiny. A path is clear for us to walk. But what I see when I look around is cowardice. We're afraid to take the first step. But we have to. It's like I said, otherwise is cowardice. This is our story, and we have to play it out. We don't have a choice. We either play it out or we fail and we die off. And then no life has a protector. Then there's no one to look out for the little guy. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. You know the drill. Do the YouTube things. Blah blah blah.